Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. My name is Marty and today we are watching Doctor Who, The Story and the Engine. And there's one thing I really want to see about this story, why it was in the trailer, that I spied a David Tennant and Catherine Tate promo poster in the middle of the barbershop, just fluttering around on the bench. I want to know why it's there. Is there a reason for it being there? Is there going to be some reference to old doctors? Editing Marty here, just popping in to say a huge apologies that it has taken me so many months to get you this reaction, to get you the rest of this series in edited form for you, because obviously we watched them on live stream. I recorded them months ago, but I'm now only getting a chance to bring them out to you because just life in general has got in the way. But I am planning to bring you the rest ASAP. So the next one will be a single episode, but then the finale 2, like Wishworld, and the final episode will be one big video. So I hope you really enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. And again, huge apologies. Also, I hope you like the TARDIS that's behind me. Don't forget, if you want to see the full uncut reaction to any of these episodes, you can see them as either as a live stream or over on Patreon or as a YouTube member. Let's watch The Story and the Engine.
Back in the village when I was a small boy, fire was eating the forest.
I really like the way they've done that.
I ran to the river with my little cup to get water, ran back to pour it on the fire. A blue box appeared and a man stood at the door with a hose pipe.
Love that. Stories of old of the Doctor.
I went over to thank him. Are you a farmer?
I'm a doctor.
I am the doctor.
That would have made a great transition if they'd done that. The animation is superb. It reminds me of the style of animation I've seen somewhere before as well.
Great story. You're sure that this doctor will come?
Yes.
It was like a challenge of them getting a good story.
Doctor, we need him now. It needs feeding.
What? That was cool. Another reference to Doctor Who being in Doctor Who. Do you know what they could have done there? They could have done that style of animation for the intro of Doctor Who. Love how we don't see which incarnation it is. Yes, we just saw a silhouette.
To get me home.
I promise I am doing
I
everything.
love that outfit.
Why did I not think of this before? We can boost the Vindicator if we go to Lagos, Nigeria. It has the largest communications technology market in Africa and is near Almost Palace.
Just so
My
happened.
favorite barbershop. The owner is a friend of mine. We met in a fire.
The TARDIS does your hair.
It does. I don't go there for cuts. It's hard to explain.
Fancy man? Maybe.
2019, a great year.
I like that we get the shot of the inside.
I'm not human, an evolved life form. My body changes a lot. It's the first time I've had this black body. Some parts of the earth I'm now treated differently.
Yeah, but in Lagos, Nigeria,
In Africa, in that barbershop, I'm accepted.
like a king.
I'm able to forget. We laugh, we tell stories.
Treat you like one of their own.
Yeah.
My nan took me to India whenever she could. You say you're not human, but that's the most human thing ever, Doctor.
I love this soundtrack. I really like them. Look at the vibrancy of it.
So nice of you. So nice.
There's Shooty loved filming this. He said he always wanted to, didn't he? Film one in, was it Nigeria, he said? Ding, 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 ding. Love the Dutch angle. They're missing? But we saw them. Or is it like a weird time thing where they're actually trapped inside and no one else knows? Stuck in like a time loop until someone saves them, yeah. Oh no, but if they kept the door open, it would have...
The end now. Not being lost. Excuse me? Who does he think he's talking to? Wait, you're on the missing posters.
I haven't come in years.
And Stanley has slipped.
By the way, I love the fashion.
It's not me. New management. Welcome. I've been expecting you.
Who is...
Welcome to my establishment.
Your establishment. Why is the street deserted? Why isn't Obioma leaving?
I cannot leave. No one can. Who is supposed to serve us?
Save you from what?
He hasn't been in years. He never makes appointments.
Appointments never work in Africa. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm the same. I want to see more of the TARDIS in this incarnation.
Who's next? You're here.
We're running out of stories.
But look at his hair.
So they have to then tell a story.
Once upon a time,
Oh, like a time loop as
I
well.
was traveling through Botswana collecting local music. Yo-Yo Ma said, stop.
So they can see the artwork on the wall.
The shaman sang a completely different song. No, sing the first one. The shaman said, Akanoto. The first time, an antelope was in the distance.
I watched something years ago with this kind of artwork style with the stories, and I loved it.
Music was a live thing. People became obsessed with producing identical things. Package time, not in Africa. That is why we say we will come at 1, but won't arrive till 3 appointments. Bad idea.
The tension is getting on.
Wow! Incredible.
Thought the Doctor would.
The drawings in the window are a visual interpretation of his story. Dalek, Cybermen, Weeping Angels.
You need to get to the cut for that to work. They're all connected. The windows, chairs, his clippers.
But why?
It is always hungry.
As long as it doesn't bring those things to life and he starts mentioning Daleks and Cybermen and then they come to life.
Baba controls it. Him and Abby.
Who's that? Keep the door open in those instances. Can you not just hold the door?
Are we under attack?
Bless Belinda, she has no idea.
Every day she brings us food.
How does she get out then?
I know that face. Why do I know your face?
She does kind of look familiar. But...
We know who you are. Intergalactic busybody time lord, last of his kind and so on.
Wait.
You are the greatest story I know.
Wow, if you put it like that. But why do I know her face?
Baba's assistant? She told me that they both used to work for her father, but...
I think as an actor though, I know her face.
Keeping you here until we reach their destination.
We're traveling.
It's the Baba. Offered to give me a haircut in my own shop. I said, okay. He brought out his own clippers. And as soon as they touched me, a sort of current just ran through the whole shop like witchcraft.
I love this style of story.
But the shop demanded a select few. The ones who love this place. They're like sons to me.
I came to get a trim for my child's naming ceremony. My wife. We've been married for less than a year.
Came to get a cut for the championship.
My mother is in hospital.
Omo was lending me money for her medicine. Wanted a fresh cut to see.
There's someone waiting for me too, Doctor. Girl with the blue earrings the day we met.
Hungry. If this is somehow linked to Magpie.
You don't have to say anything. I'll speak.
Doctor's gonna break it.
Let me out.
Oh, the Doctor's stories are gonna ruin that place.
Tell a story.
I was right about the...
It's the only way. I changed my mind.
I said when we watched the trailer, the razor has a carved monkey's head on it.
You want a story about weeping angels, but nothing is more vivid than an ordinary life. One person, Belinda. On any given day, nurses are knackered.
These pictures are alive.
Like a real... Yeah.
Belinda, could you take her out?
It's okay.
Perfection.
Have you considered steroids?
Also, the fact that the Doctor knows this stuff and has picked it up.
Hyperpigmentation.
Too subtle, it's barely there.
Without steroids, she could die.
Or maybe it's the story she told him as well.
You're right.
It's my nan's birthday.
She guarded that frail life, sacrificing her own joy,
Speeding up.
What's that?
fighting her tiredness, until the doctors wheeled her away. 2 weeks later, Belinda was leaving work.
Hi, Belinda.
On your feet. Wow.
I know what you did for me.
Oh.
You saved my life. Thank you.
Don't make me cry. See, I feel like these are the truest stories. Things that aren't just myths and legends, they are, and stories from long ago, they are real, true stories that he's heard from firsthand.
What is happening? These stories alone can superpower the engine. Look how much his hair has grown. You cannot just go now.
Changes everything. We'll get there sooner. You can finally take the throne and rule.
I must recalibrate the engine. Such raw power. Let's meet in the engine room.
Yeah, reminds me of the beginning of Turn Left. Yes. Yeah, very... Uh-oh.
Because I have no home at war. I'm expendable. The families need them, and I have none, so I don't matter.
Oh.
I love this show. I loved you. I thought it was a home for me. I was safe.
You were, once upon a time. Doctor's crying again.
He's not here now. Open the door and go.
We can't.
I opened it from the outside.
It's different. Do not!
Is this when he gets sucked into the time vortex, I think it is, outside the door, that we saw in the trailer? Because if they're travelling, I think that's what that was.
I trusted you with both of my hearts, with everything that I am. How could you? Got it.
Oh, wait, no, is it? What is that?
What the hell is this?
Yeah. Oh no! Oh my god, they are on the back of a giant spider. I saw that first bit and I was like, wait, is this that spider thing? I mean, luckily it's a CGI spider. Not as bad. Yeah, the storytelling is incredible in this episode. I love it. The waffling is my favourite part. I could last for days with the waffling, to be fair. Yeah, that's a very good point. I am an idiot. By the way, really quick, I didn't even notice that this happened in the episode because I looked at the chat and then looked back and it was the next shot. Poppy is there. I heard that. How did I miss that? Isn't that the child from Space Babies? Poppy? Is it Poppy? Why is she seeing Poppy? It is Poppy. I think I must have looked at the chat because when I looked back, this is the shot I saw. I'd heard the baby and I just assumed it was a baby in the crowd that she was in. I hate that I missed it. Thanks guys for saying about that though. This one in the well is very turn left. That's a gorgeous shot with the lighting, showing off the African artwork as well.
The shop is in outer space.
Mecha spider, is that what it's called?
That structure that I saw, the Nexus, I used to call it the World Wide Web. Until the humans name something far uglier. There is a time-space compressor that is built into the door frame that only lets her and myself out.
And we're traveling on a spider.
Wait, impossible, but a spider that's take control.
Where are we
I
going?
was gonna say, is there a way they can get them to open the door?
You'll find out soon enough.
No. Keep the door open, keep the door open.
Took you long enough.
It really took you long enough. Just keep her out of it.
You're the nurse from his story.
God, yes. Yeah, she's going to be even more valuable because she's got so many heartwarming stories.
Tell you to wait.
No, I told him to go.
You're all missing.
And who is that?
I'm still figuring that one out. Stomp around, giving people awful haircuts. And they are all scared of it. He hides his identity like a coward, a troll on the web.
I mean, to be fair, Doctor, you do hide your identity too.
Don't be scared. We will live here! There is nothing that he can do! He has no real power.
You want to know who I am?
Yes.
I go by many names. Anansi,
That was cool.
man spider, Saga, Norse goddess, Bastet,
On the head.
Dionysus, the Greek god of theater, even Loki, god of mischief. I have been them all. In many cultures, in many worlds, in many incarnations.
What is it that you do?
I begin all things!
Oh, that's really cool with the sound.
In the empty void, the dark nucleus, the lie, and this is my domain.
For all those story lords.
You sure?
Yes.
Or is it what people have made you to believe? Casually mocking him.
He's lying to you. I met Dionysus. Saga and I watched Marvel movies up until Endgame. She did.
Really? Don't bring Marvel into this because of Disney.
And Anansi lost a bet to make me marry one of his daughters.
That means that Marvel and Doctor Who, same universe. Well, the films are.
You don't have to answer them.
Oh, you!
I was the one behind them all. It was me. I was once human. Whenever we told stories, the storytelling gods would grow in power. I told the myth, the legends could be worshipped. That was my job. They only exist now because of me, my work.
Nexus?
He built that too.
I took a strand of their god's blood, web-like structure. Then they expanded those connecting concepts.
How did you collect the stories?
I started small, an electric cinema, a space opera.
Wait, Lux? Unless that was just meant to be just any old cinema, but it looks just like the Lux cinema.
They told me that I should know my place. I primed the Nexus so well that it worked without me. So they threw me out. All I salvaged was my story engine.
engine burned too much energy holding us together when he forced the door open. Typical doctor.
I have never.
How does she know?
That's it. Abby, the daughter of Anansi.
Ah.
You are not worthy. I grew up trapped with Anansi. I'd heard about you. Traveling through time, I had faith you would help. Instead, you left me. I'm here because of you. You humiliated me, doctor.
You look so different now. I'm sorry. I couldn't take you with me.
I was just getting a bit shook.
I was a fugitive back then, and Nancy was wrong to offer that bet. Frankly, darling, I was busy in a different story. Might be finished one day.
Joe? We mentioned about the fugitive doctor, and I said about Joe Martin in Discord.
A trustworthy, careful God.
That is what he's told you. That he's going to become everything that he hates, and you believe him.
He would not lie to me.
I know vengeance. You are planning something.
There's so many things to this.
Tell me to cut them out of memory. The gods.
Severing gods from the story web will destroy them.
Destroy.
As in kill, die, dead as a doornail.
Bereft of life, cease to be. Run down the curtain and join the crowd invisible.
All the gods gone.
Remember what he did to you?
Destroying them would harm the very essence of humanity.
We need power.
This is a really good episode. I love the intricate storytelling.
The difference between good and evil is what we do with that pain.
Want us to do this?
I'll tell a story. Please, doctor. Trust me. A time of slavery and deep suffering. The slaves who broke their chains and escaped would return to try to free others. Slaves were not allowed to carry paper. They were always stopped and searched. But the women were very clever. They could make their hair many shapes and patterns, weave maps into their hair.
That's such a cool idea. Is that real? Did that really happen?
Slave masters never check their hair.
I didn't know if that actually did happen in real life.
And battery levels are good for now.
It's a shame I might have to ruin it. Now!
That's such a good shot of her.
Giving them back to freedom.
Yeah. Turn left. Oh, what?
Run. You did this. Revoking your access.
You lied to me.
I will handle the others.
That place is beautiful. With all the ornate carvings. Yeah, history. It's got like Hemingway.
Historian.
Look at that. Ah, it's creepy. That's the monkey things on the razors.
Beating hearts inside a brain.
Brilliant. What else could hold all stories? Quick, start ripping out all of the wires.
Parts of this have reminded me so much of the memory TARDIS. The little intricate pieces of memorabilia around other TVs and stuff.
You have done nothing. We are still on track. I'll cut them off.
You did all this to kill them.
They deserve it.
You can hear voices,
It's your ego.
Want to hear a story?
like memories.
You know Hemingway. I saw some of his books back there.
Yeah, Hemingway.
Good he was, I challenged him. Hemi, baby, write me the shortest story you can. He wrote it in 6 words, short as hell. Do you want to hear mine? I'm born. I die. I'm born.
Give me power. I am not connected to you.
No, it's connected to me. My stories. On.
Let's do what we're doing.
Yes!
Probably hence the magazine.
You have no idea who's going to die.
My body is like a barbershop. All of them.
Yeah.
Inside. Telling their stories. Bickering.
Yeah.
Will not fail them.
Imagine they brought them all to life somehow. Oh. I saw someone mention about the spider thing. Yeah, the CGI spider not as much. Doesn't affect me as much, but...
Never-ending story. Gave me never-ending power.
He's taken out a third of the engine.
Yeah.
Your engine could overload and explode.
Hopefully not with them inside.
You will not do that. Stories say you protect life.
Is what I am
And
doing.
he's trying to.
Destroy the gods. You wrecked 7 billion lives. You control the doors. Let them out. Their stories will end because of you. You want that.
But will that save them, though? Will that just let them out? I really like that device. It reminds me of Quantum Leap, Al's Ziggy.
Right behind you.
I'll wait for you.
Said she'll wait for him. No, that's what all the companions say.
What would your 6-word story be? The essence of your life be?
I want to be alive.
Long enough to write it. Don't let this be how your story ends.
Sorry, but I'd rather be alive than stay in a machine that I've built all my life for that's gonna blow up. No, Doctor! Oh, any slower, they'd be regenerating. Uh-oh. That's terrifying. Yes!
Thank you for keeping your promise, Doctor. You rescued us, but you kept us alive.
Nice advert for Nike.
Rise, and little brother, run with the wind.
I like that they did that as a mark of respect to her.
I'm going to find my wife and child.
He's going to find his wife and child.
All I wanted was to be credited for my work.
But you will
My
be.
entire existence serving the gods. What will I do now?
Fight for your own existence.
I shouldn't have. I thought you could handle anything.
I can, because you look after me too.
But you are part of my community. I should have protected you.
You did.
I'm sorry too.
I love that hair on Shooty, by the way. It really suits him.
So they settle and continue. Me, I don't belong here.
You can do it
I
together.
don't even have a name for people to trust. Try Adetokumba, my father's name. I don't deserve this kindness.
But it's a fresh start. And you deserve that.
So what will you do now?
Anything I want.
Start the barbershop business with him.
I understand if you hate him.
I won't have that in my heart. What did you say? Hurts people, hurts people. Imagine a mortal teaching a god life lessons.
Not gonna lie though, if you've been trapped in there for all your life, or most of your life, are you gonna want to work in there every day? Not really.
We'll be back for a haircut and for that 6-word story. Good luck.
I thought they were gonna kiss then. It just felt like they were about to kiss. Oh, the colours are gorgeous in this episode. And I'm colourblind. Oh. Just love the colour palette. I thought she was going to stay with him.
Did you see a child?
Child?
I saw a spooky kid back there.
What?
I didn't see anything. But the stories were leaking out, getting mixed up.
Child?
You have to tell me about Omar.
Wait, we're not going to get... It's not going to be like the...
It's a long story. Once upon a time.
They did an interior-exterior type shot there. Love that. Oh, hang on.
To the
Let me watch this.
803rd Interstellar Song Contest!
Add on.
I will survive, and I will find you.
You can still help those people.
Bob.
Can't we call for rescue?
What? Yeah, I missed the kid. Was the kid in there? I didn't spot the kid, no. I'm blind. I'm gonna skip it back. Okay, so I see it. I heard that. How did I miss that? Isn't that the child from Space Babies? Why is she seeing Poppy? It is Poppy. I think I must have looked at the chat, because when I looked back, this is the shot I saw. I'd heard the baby, and I just assumed it was a baby in the crowd that she was in. I hate that I missed it. Thanks, guys, for saying about that, though. I thought they meant at the end, because the way she said, "Oh, I saw a child back there." Yeah, I thought it was in the bit where she was walking back from the barber's anyway, with Shooty. I felt like there was so much to pay attention to in that episode. And then I missed the one part, apart from the Joe Martin bit, the one part that I probably needed to pay attention to, that Poppy was there. But why? She's not even a character from her story. That's why she wouldn't recognise her, yeah. Because that was a Ruby storyline. Is Poppy going to somehow be linked to Verada? Well, she's kind of linked to the Doctor in some ways, because the Doctor was there. they kept calling her the Mummy and Daddy, didn't they? Was it Mummy and Daddy or something? They kept... It's Daddy or it's Mummy. To the Doctor and Ruby. Really adore the storyline telling elements in this. Such a beautifully woven tapestry of tales. But all of those little things that we kept seeing. I'm trying to remember, there was a TV show you saw years ago, and it was, I'm fairly sure it was like African Tales of something, and the style of artwork, maybe they employed someone that worked on that original thing. I know that there's a lot of artwork that's like that. The style, so similar to something I've seen before. And again, that was an African tale thing. And but I love it. And it feels so comforting as well. Is that just me? It just felt incredibly comforting listening to them telling the stories. Obviously, the Doctor stories was completely different. It was about Belinda. So maybe that's why Poppy came. But Poppy has nothing to do with Belinda again. It's like the snow all over again with Ruby. Why? I know the snow was there from the night she was born, but I want to see if there was that shot that I said about, but maybe I missed that as well. You know when the Doctor was getting sucked out of the door? It's this shot here. And it's the magazine here when it's scuttled along. It's around here somewhere in the trailer. When it flips, the picture is of Donna and the 10th Doctor. But I can't see it there. I think it's here. I think they must have just added that in, maybe because of the Joe Martin thing. Oh, no, there. It's that one there. Boop. Just there. So it is there, slightly. The poster of Donna and David Tennant's 14th Doctor. It's on the bottom left. Donna's arm is kind of sticking out of the poster. Don't know what that creature... Did you see it? It's that poster just there. The detective. Yeah, so was Mrs. Flood in there? That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, there! How did I saw the woman as well, and I didn't even twig. Oh, there's Mrs. Flood. I think I was talking about the Nan at the time, and
What? What happened?
Mrs. Flood is there. Right in front of us. How does Mrs. Flood keep popping up? Time Lord? If you only said something else, then I would have gone, no. Time Lord.
Time Lord.
Poppy was a blink and you miss it thing. It was a densely packed episode, but beautifully done. It really was a beautifully done episode. I just can't believe I've missed two things. Humongous things.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
I saw Joe Martin's Doctor. She was in it for so long. All of a minute. But I missed I even saw the woman. I've seen her that many times now, Mrs. Flood. I saw her and went, oh, okay, it's Mrs. Flood. And then continued looking because I was looking for her Nan or whoever she was meant to be talking. So I was looking at this lady here, the lady that was coming in. The devil's in the detail. I know, tell me about it. And I love paying attention to detail, you know me. You're thinking Mrs. Flood might be a fourth wall breaking god. Well, that's what we kept thinking, that maybe she was a god of some sort. And then I joked, I said about Susan Twist being, Mrs. Flood, sorry, being the Rani. Because of Flood, Rani being like rain. It's just so weird that she's popped up so many times. And again, when I say things like the Rani and that, or other god creature people, or other names of characters from the old show, I've not seen them. I've seen some, but I've not seen those big characters yet. So I know the Master. Major excuses for Poppy, but missing Mrs. Flood, you're on your own for that. She even speaks, I know. And I wish we got more of the storytelling. I was really settled in their stories. I kind of didn't want to say anything. I was just watching and enjoying the whole ride. You said on side note, I like the barber's hair now. Do you mean when he cut it all off at the very end of the episode? Yeah, I did as well. When he had it sort of up and over. I loved it when they braided, is that what it's called? Braiding? The styling of Shooty's hair with the maze in it. I'm so sorry if there's any words or phrasing of certain things to do with the culture that I maybe get wrong. That's kind of, honestly, that was some of the reason why I was a little bit nervous going into that story, because I was like, I don't want to get anything wrong or offend anybody by saying it's one type of thing and it's not. 15's theme is very swashbuckling. Yeah, I said the same thing about 15's theme when we heard it in the Goblins episode. When we first heard it in that, it was very, because obviously he was climbing into a pirate ship, the Goblin ship, and I said similar. Oh, the hair thing is something that just can't be verified. Okay, it's just like a legend tale type thing, more of an oral story passed down. Interesting though, if that was to have happened. The Doctor changed so many times in that. Like he was really against him and then really for him the next second, and then he was like his friend and then he was not like his friend, and that's why my brain was all over the place in that story, trying to take that in, piece together what you guys were saying is to do with the story. Like if it's an easier episode to take in, because there was a lot to that. I loved it, but there was a lot to soak in details wise, hence I missed pieces. So The colours are cranked to 110%. Yeah, but it looks good. But they are, yes. I think a lot of that is very similar to how they did, like in stage theatre production. Those very vibrant neon type colours. You know, they just whack up the vibrancy of colours. Yeah, they just look very stage kind of colouring towards the very end of the episode. Loved the outfits, by the way. The guy who he said owned the shop, he was wearing like a blue and white outfit. Really liked that top. The had like white lines going through it. It was beautiful. The story was the main thing about this that was just wonderfully told. Having those elements in there of the Anansi, but I love that they took those real stories and intertwined them into this, made them a character within Doctor Who. It was, yeah, really well done. Wasn't it that? Was it the Anansi thing that Ncuti wanted to play with the idea of as well? Or was it something different? Was it what we heard in the Well episode? There's behind the scenes reasons why it feels a bit disjointed, but best left for the end of the series discussion. Oh, really? They didn't use the story window enough. I really liked that. I thought when Ncuti touched it and it wobbled, I thought there was going to be a thing where maybe he was going to go through it into the tale that was being told and spun, or someone was going to go through it, or something, which could be a good way that they can mess with reality. But a lot of it that the other people told was these animated tales, weren't they? Just couldn't really do it with those. You like the 15th Doctor theme? You hear it at the end of Dot and Bubble. Oh, do you? Because it reminds me, there's a theme it reminds me of, and I don't remember it now, but I made mention of it when I watched the Goblin episode, and I played a clip of it in the edit, I'm fairly sure, because it sounds like another theme tune that I've heard before. Wait, if I play it, I might be able to hear it. Looking that up now. 15th Doctor's Dark theme. Yeah. Love this. Dum bam 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 bam. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of though. Dum 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 dum. Bear in mind it's copyright, so I won't be able to play massive amounts of it, but it's very Thunderbirds. It is, isn't it? It was the bit at the beginning, this bit. Bum ba da bum ba da bum bum. Can't play too much of that. And a dark theme, by the way. Which I gotta admit, I know I said about Marvel before, but it does sound very Marvel-esque, this theme. No, I don't think it's Marvel that I'm thinking of. It does kind of sound Marvel-esque, but it does remind me. It's part of the No Time to Die soundtrack that I'm thinking of, and I can't remember what it is. I thought it was Matera, but it's not. Bum, 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 bum. I think I play a clip of it anyway when I did the episode that I heard it, and I was like, oh, it reminds me of such and such, because I remembered it at the time. This is actually a cover of it, I've just realised, by Tom Dabrowski. There we go, 15, Kieran Berry and Murray Gold. Da-da-da-da. I think that's what it was. It was Bond that it was reminding me a lot of. Hey guys, just popping in before we do the behind the scenes video. Just wanted to say a huge thank you for you joining me for this video and for sticking around until this very point in it. Hope you really enjoy my thoughts as we go through. Bear in mind, this is thoughts now since having watched it months and months ago, and now having just edited this episode. So you kind of get my raw thoughts with that.
Russell told me about the premise before I read it, and then I read it and I was like, this is just exceptional.
See, for me, this was exactly what Ncuti had been wanting to do. Throughout editing it, I was thinking that this was, oh, by the way, this is going to be recorded as if live, so I'm not going to be editing this whole live section, my behind the scenes chat. But when I was editing this together, so if there's pauses, that's the reason why I'm saying. If there's pauses, I'm not going to cut out any of it. I'm literally just going to add it in as is. But when I recorded this, I saw parts of it like whilst I was watching it. But then only until I was editing it did I realize that, yeah, this is very much the adventure that Ncuti Gatwa had wanted to do. And I feel like he wanted to do more because he said he wanted to work with, a Dalek and Daleks in general and some other things and be more of a Doctor. But to me, he very much was the Doctor. And I think he did exceptionally well in this episode, in all of his episodes that he has been in. And I really enjoy him in this episode because, as well, he gets to go to his roots. He gets to go to a place that means more to him. Like when other doctors have gone to places that would seem like, say, for instance, Peter Capaldi, if you went to Scotland, that sort of thing. He gets to physically go in some way to a place that's more like what he grew up with and what he wanted. Not grew up with, you know what I mean? But more is, you know, what he had wanted in an adventure on Doctor Who. Yeah, not grew up with, obviously. Anyway, sorry. Where did he? I can't remember where he grew up, to be fair. I actually can't remember where Ncuti Gatwa grew up, because I remember seeing an interview clip of him talking about his family, his heritage, or his mother. And I think it mentioned about where he grew up. But anyway, aside from that, let's watch behind the scenes.
I'm really thrilled that we've done it, because to work with Inua is special.
I've been writing this for...
Yeah, so he's the writer. And by the way, I have had to just cut there because it turns out I was using the wrong player to play it. Anyway, from now on, it's going to be uncut. And this is going to be my raw thoughts as I'm watching the behind the scenes, but I've got to be very, very careful with what I do and don't play. So you're probably going to get quite a lot of pauses, or I'm going to skip a little bit into it. So
for years in my head.
What I love is the way that he's tied in.
See, they use so much proper location for that scene, for the market scene. We didn't get to see half of that. We got some of it, but I feel like we could have got a lot more. Oh, by the way, I love this set. The one that Verada's in at the moment. Sorry, Verada. Is it Verada? Is that how you say her name? I've just remembered that interview that I saw with her where she says about her name being pronounced a completely different way, which I didn't know going into Doctor Who, these episodes, I think, until after I'd seen the episodes, and I was like, if I'd known, I would have pronounced her name correctly, but never mind. Yeah, I love this set, which I said kind of reminds me of the Memory TARDIS, but in my mind, I was also thinking it reminded me a lot of the TARDIS, not the TARDIS, the ship of Rogue ship. So it reminded me of that, the set. And I'm wondering if maybe they reused the set. Parts of it are different, but hey, and you got the Doctors on the old screen still.
All of the different storytelling gods and the connection between gods and humans.
Yeah, this. So I'd paid attention to this during the episode. Obviously, I had chat there as well. So I was trying to do a bit of both. And so I think some of the context of this stuff had passed me by. Not that I hadn't paid attention to, because I had. But I think some of the way it was woven properly into the story had passed me by a little bit. But having seen it in the edit, though, beautifully done. Absolutely massively done.
Getting a story out of that is amazing.
Black barbers, they're renowned for stories.
And yeah, Joe Martin being in it as well. Again, in the edit, I was so surprised again at the way they brought her into it. And I found out that apparently they wanted her in it. Was it Russell that said he wanted her in it because it felt only right? We were getting this backstory to the Doctor, and we were getting, Ncuti, I think this was the right words anyway. Ncuti was going back to not necessarily his heritage, but going back to that culture and seeing the backstory for Ncuti's part of that character. But then Jo Martin felt like she sort of fit in there really well. I can't remember specifically the wording, but yeah, it makes sense why they had her there, because out of context, it is a little bit confusing as to why she's there. Because at first, I thought that maybe they were going to play on the other woman that was there, and that it was going to be something to do with her and Jo Martin, as in that they were either a thing or they were like mother and daughter or something. I know that Jo Martin is Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, different inclinations, I know. But yeah, anyway, I'm waffling. Yeah.
So the fact that they've used this as the jumping off point is amazing.
Who's next?
By the way, just so you know, when I say it's been a long time, I haven't been great, like health-wise and stuff, so I haven't recorded in ages. So apologies if I'm very rough at recording at the moment.
To actually take all these concepts, the TARDIS, Belinda, and the gods, and the
I really liked the razor part of it, by the way. Not necessarily just the razor itself, but the implementation of this otherworldly device. Because didn't they say it was something to do with the razor was sort of when it activates and it takes the stories.
Storytelling into Inua's world has been a real privilege.
Oh, by the way, I realised that the stories that I think were African that I had seen on another TV show that I mentioned to you about, I thought at first maybe it was something like, this sounds so random, Bear in the Big Blue House. You know, when you had the shadow stories. It kind of reminds me of that artwork style. And also another children's program, 64 Zoo Lane, which people in America, which, you know, majority of my audience is in America, I don't think you'll have it. But there's so many other things that I've seen, and I know that there is either an African or a South African show, maybe even an Australian thing that I've seen somewhere before that has utilized similar art styles.
Inua, the great joy of working with Inua.
Inua?
Elms.
Sorry.
Went to the National. I saw his play, The Barbershop Chronicles, and...
Wait. He had a play called The Barbershop Chronicles?
I went to see that and I loved that play. So I wanted to work with Inua. I thought that's a...
Wait, he's the guy that appears in the episode. Wait. Let me go back. Wait, is he a writer? Did it say he's a writer?
I've been...
Or is he just a famous guy? Because I've never seen him before.
The premise before I read it, and then I read it and I was
like, he appeared in the episode, but I...
This is just exceptional.
I don't like that text to the bomb, by the way.
Thrilled that we've done.
That's not my edition.
Because to work with Inua is special.
I've been writing this for years in my head.
Wait, so the Barbershop Chronicles, they took that idea and then they wove that into a Doctor Who episode. Let me just hear what he says. I've got to annoyingly keep cutting it up. But...
What I love is the way that he's tied in all of the different storytelling gods and the connection between gods and humans, spinning a story out of that.
Actually take all these concepts, the TARDIS, Belinda, and the gods.
Yeah, I hate having to cut this stuff up because it's like I'm not editing it.
Storytelling into Inua's world.
I also get a copyright claim.
It's been a real privilege.
Okay, so they've transposed, is that the right word? They've put the Doctor Who world, mushed that together with his story of the Barbershop Chronicles to make this story. Okay. Interesting.
Inua, the great joy of working with Inua. It's a great mind. I couldn't stop thinking, what about if the Doctor walked into that barbershop?
Yeah.
It's one of the great joys of my life that we've made this work.
In that play are here, so these are all new
Wait, sorry.
I told you he would come. The stage play was called Barbershop Chronicles, and it's tangentially related to this.
Okay. It's tangentially related.
But none of the characters in that play are here, so these are all...
So it is the story, but it isn't the story at the same time. Well, he's done an amazing job. This was by far probably one of my favourite written episodes this season, I would say. Very there was a bit of it I was kind of convoluted and confused with. It was convoluted and I was confused with, but that was only because, and this is no offence to the chat, that was only because I wasn't having a great day health-wise, and I was I had a lot of brain fog that day, and I was paying attention to the chat. And so I missed a fair amount of stuff in that episode. I missed the Poppy scene. I missed when Mrs. Flood came into it initially. And yes, it was my fault, technically. But it happens. And I've seen it happen before with streamers when I've watched streamers and they've missed details. And like when you guys have said to me before that I will miss something. And I try not to. And that's why I most often don't record it live, because I think if I'm recording it live and I've got distractions, I sometimes will not get distracted by it, but I will look at that. And then sorry, that was my stomach. As I'm looking at that, I will miss something, because it was the exact moment that I looked away is when Poppy appeared. And because I was focusing on that and not there, it threw me a little bit.
All new characters with a little hint towards the world of my play. The only thing that exists in both as a connective tissue is the idea of telling stories, the idea of...
By the way, I loved how they did like they had the window as the canvas for the world of the stories. Beautifully done. Although I really wish they played on it more with, when he touches the window and it ripples, I think. I wish they played on that more, something a bit more interactive. And he mentions, this was something that I kept thinking about whilst I was in the middle of editing it. He mentions Daleks, Cybermen, Weeping Angels. If we had seen, I can't remember if we do see it now, but if we had seen an image of a Weeping Angel, what they say, was it that when something captures the image of a weeping angel, the weeping angel then comes to life. And I thought maybe it was going to be a play on something along the lines of that, where we were going to see a weeping angel and it was going to come to life, and they had to, escape from it in this barbershop or something.
Camaraderie and brotherhood between the men.
So you haven't come in years.
And Stanley's asleep.
That's the shirt I was saying to you guys about. I love it. I don't know why. Well, I love that one specifically, but it's great.
Damp and misty outside, dusty in here.
It's not me. New management.
In barber shops and salons.
Those kind of barber shops, you know what I mean? And my mother was a hairdresser.
Oh, her mum was a hairdresser. That must have been so nice going back to see that world.
People, they talk about their love lives, their history, their worries, their fears, their
Look at that. Stunning.
passions, People just tell barbers and hairdressers everything.
To be fair, yeah. So, fun little fact for me is that I don't go to a barber's. I haven't been to a barber's in years. Yeah, and you're thinking, how do you trim your hair? I do it myself. Yeah, I am my own barber. It was because I know many people are going to ask. It was because I've done it ever since I was 18, roughly. And it was because I could never, ever get the barber to do my hair the way I wanted it to be done. Because every time I went to the barber, and I've had this problem in my life, because when my parents would take me when I was younger, I would get my hair done, and it would always be like a number 1 or 2, which was pretty much like that. And it was like a skinhead. Well, very short hair anyway. And I would hate it. I absolutely hated having very, very short hair because it never suited me either, or I just looked like a thug. I didn't like it. And then growing up, I had more hair and very thick hair, and at the time, blacker hair than what I do now. And for some reason, the style was, I could just never get it right when I went to the barber. And no matter how much I told them I wanted a certain style or type of like cut, they just never got it right. So I just did it all by myself in the end. Yeah. Same goes as when I used to dye my hair, because I went grey at the age of 16. I started going grey at the age of 16 anyway. So I used to dye my hair for a time. And then I gave up a good couple of years ago now, well before I started the channel. But yeah, that's my story of that. But yeah,
Black cultures and black communities.
I can't remember what she was saying about
history, their worries, their fears.
Yeah, you tell everything to a barber. But yeah, when I used to have my hair cut, I used to do the same thing. But one thing I loved, which I absolutely miss about going to the barbers about, does anybody have the same experience where you get ASMR from a barber? I'm presuming you do if you get ASMR, like if you experience it yourself. That sort of tingly sensation where they're cutting your hair and it's the calmness. If they're not talking to you, that is, it's the calmness and the very just tingly sounds. Yeah, it sounds very weird for people that don't experience ASMR. But that's something I miss. Yeah, getting ASMR.
Their passion
from that.
People just tell barbers and hairdressers everything.
For black cultures, and black's going to recognize that when they see it. In a really safe space, and so to translate that and put a Doctor Who story into that world is really special and powerful because every single black person's going to recognize that when they...
Yeah, I've known so many people over the years that have said that not necessarily barbershops, but especially the same kind of culture is seen in a lot of these. Well, to be fair, I say that it's not just the barbershops, but the people that I have known are people that have worked or have owned barbershops. Not every person that I know is a barber. I don't mean like that, but people that I have known that have been of this kind of culture have at one point or another either worked in a barbershop or they know someone that has worked in a barbershop, and they've said, because a couple of black people that I know, and there's an Asian guy I know who has said the same thing because his best friend works in a barbershop. And he said one of the most community-based places that he has seen that he goes to regularly with his friend is a barbershop. This is one of his barbershops up north. Yeah. So that I only know those little bits. I don't know many people that, own or or have any relation to a barbershop, but I know a few people, and those that I do have said, yeah, not necessarily what they're saying here, but they've said things that I can liken to being very community based.
First day of episode 5, that was the market scene. And that was the perfect scene to do because it
yeah, because that would have been the first day. Would have been you see all the wonder in his face of of seeing the culture again and the colour and vibrancy of it all. I just love it.
Really set up the vibe as to what this episode was going to be like and how it was going to be on screen and off screen.
The Nigeria.
And I seriously, I know I've said it with the other guy's outfit, but I seriously love the fashion.
Markets are so key to the lifeblood of Lagos that it made sense to start the story there.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, stand by to shoot then, please.
I wondered also as well, when I was editing it, I was looking out as well, but I wondered if there was any extra Easter eggs in these scenes that they had added in the background. Because I got a really eerie vibe from some of the later shots, as we progressed from the market scenes to the alleyway scenes. There was such an eerie feel there. It kind of felt a bit Twilight Zone-esque, where they were going and separating from reality and going into this sort of middle world where things didn't really quite make sense. Obviously, where the memories and the moments were leaking out for Verda to see. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I'm pretty sure that Verda is actually how she wants it said. When she saw Poppy, that was leaking out from, I believe, Shooty's doctor. I think. Because I know I make mention... Did I make mention it? Or was I saying it in my head while I was editing? that, yeah, I know we do make mention of it in the edit, that Varda's character, Belinda, has never seen Poppy. She doesn't know who Poppy is. She never experienced and saw Poppy. She never had that interaction. So it was just odd that they had her see Poppy. However, and like they have her, you know, skipping forward to the end of the season, they have her, just in case you've not seen them, I don't want to spoil it, but that's why they do what they do. Certain things they do. And I kind of wish they'd ended it the way they were supposed to have ended things, because by the way, by this point, obviously months and months later, I have now seen the other episodes, and I know everything about the ending and stuff, and I've got so many thoughts about all that stuff. But anyway, when they did the initial storyline, I think, and I don't think I made this very, very clear, but I think Ruby and Belinda were the same character. I tried to explain that. I think I put a bit of text in the video at some point, but I couldn't really explain it very well. But I think they were the same character, the one and the same person, that they then decided when Millie Gibson left Doctor Who, because I don't think she left of her own accord. Or if she did, sorry, I think she left because she kind of had enough of it, or something had happened behind the scenes and made her leave. Not entirely sure. It seems to be that it was more her choice, but with her leaving anyway, they then thought, okay, we've written all of these stories for Ruby. We need to come up with another character. Wait, we've got Varda Sethu, who has been in this other episode in Boom. Let's grab her back, and let's use her as this newer character, and let's put her in the situations and just split the characters into this other stuff. So that's why I think, because I think I mentioned this in the episodes, when we see Al from the first episode with Belinda in the Robot Revolution, I said at some point, I think, that he reminds me, or it might have been in Lucky Day, actually, I might have said it in Lucky Day, that Al and Connor, is it Connor? Is that his name? They are very similar. That troubled, very gaslighting man character, boyfriend character. Very same, very, awful characters, but they are one and the same person pretty much. And I think that's where it happened. Belinda was originally Ruby. And so Connor, or whatever his name is, was also originally Al. And maybe Connor was originally the character they were going to have instead of Al. But it makes sense it being Al because of AI. Do you know what I mean? There's so many instances where that has happened, I think, where something has been split apart and created into two separate worlds. And obviously they've written around that and changed them probably because of it. But yeah, I think that's what's happened anyway. I could be wrong. But still. And that also might have made sense also why they then had Ruby come back in Lucky Day. Because I still say that it's so weird that they had Ruby come back. I understand that she's a past companion and is meant to be that they go to save her because she's in trouble. She hasn't got the doctor there. All this stuff. However, it does not make sense as a Doctor Who, and I know she's meant to be like a side plot, or was it the Doctor's stuff is a side plot in that episode actually, but it does not make sense us following her when we're supposed to be following the Doctor and Belinda now as our main characters. She is a past companion at that point. So I don't get me wrong, I loved Lucky Day. It's one of my favorite episodes because I really like Ruby's character, and I do wish we got her for longer than we did. But yeah, that's just my raw thoughts on that. And I know you've been seeing me on this dual window for ages, and I've been waffling to you, but yeah. Anyway, aside from that, let's move on.
So,
yes, it's all steady cam.
Marketplaces are jam-packed, and we really got that sense by having so many extras just to tighten the space. And when Belinda squeezes through, you understand what she's fighting against, what it is to be a Lagosian trying to buy anything in a market.
It's the same, actually, because one place that I remember vividly going to when I was younger was Luton with my dad. And the markets there are so hectic. Not so much now. I think they may have even shut half of them down. But the markets there are insane. They are just so jam-packed like this, where if you make a wrong move, you'll fall over something. Yeah. And so when I was watching this, it was reminding me of, also when I was editing it, it did the same thing. It's reminding me of all those years ago.
You can pay for this, though. I have no money.
We're in Lagos, and it kind of feels like it too. Because
Wait, what? That's it? I knew it was a set. Well, some of it was a set, but I thought a lot of it was real. No, that's kind of ruined the feel of it. Yeah, because this is, I think this is the area where the shop is. Actually, that makes perfect sense, because remember I said not so much where the market is, but when it got to the shop area. Yeah, because I think that's the shop courtyard behind that walling. We'll see in a second, but I think that's what that is. But I say to you, I said it very much reminds me of a set, like theatre production, when we saw that specific bit with all the colours and stuff.
and they've got the light set up, so it's like we're in a sunny market.
It is.
Oh no, so it is there. Yeah, this bit. This is the bit behind him here. I think that's what that was a second ago, but from the other side.
So authentic. Like I grew up in Lagos. The attention to detail is brilliant. It looks great.
Oh, I think it's that. Yeah. It's the other side of that. There. Just look at the colours. Stunning.
It feels great, and you kind of forget you're on a set sometimes. Yeah, it's really cool.
I love all of the sets in this episode, but the
Same, and that barbershop is gorgeous. Look at that.
authenticity of that barbershop, the attention to detail, like with every set on the job, is just, it's incredible.
I also love that tree set as well that she sat in.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, the Sony stereo. I used to have one of them. Yeah, and I think my granddad used to have that Technics. Is it Technics? The other part of the stereo, and I've completely forgotten what it's called.
If I wasn't a writer, I think I'd want to be a set designer, a prop maker.
I would love to do that. Fill a set with accurate things.
Just get into play and aid.
It's also kind of like when you move house. I love that aspect of moving house. Not so much packing up and all that stuff, but you know, when you get to have a blank canvas I've done artwork before and drawings and stuff like that. So I suppose as a creative, as an artist in some ways, and as an editor, I suppose it kind of makes sense that I like that kind of thing.
Things.
Oh, skip it back, sorry.
If I wasn't a writer, I think I'd want to be a set designer, a prop maker. With me, just look at it.
So we had our episode 5 set was a composite set of Lagos over 2 stages. So in one stage, you had the entrance to the market.
Oh, there you go. The entrance to the market. Oh, right, okay. In my head, I was just thinking it was, one big set. Or, a series of tiny little sets. But I didn't realise it was like this, where it was a very small set and then just another set. There's something I was going to say about what she just... Oh, that was it. The barbershop. I wonder if we're going to get the whole magazine thing. I said about the magazine where it's got Tennant's 14th Doctor on it with... Donna. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to get any mention of that.
You walked all the way around the market. Then you had the exterior of the barbershop. Then you...
Look at that, the detail. Wait, I want to go back.
Then you...
Wait, there's a computer store as well? Thought I saw loads of monitors. I was going to say, is that to do with the production crew? But no, it's not. It's not, because it's old equipment. So
you had the exterior of the barbershop. Then you
would never have thought it looked anything like that. And I suppose then it's digital sky replacements, maybe?
went out the back of the barbershop and you went to a different stage and you had the long corridor then that led us into the engine room.
Oh, okay. So remember I said to you that this is, did I keep it in the edit? I don't know if I did, but I said when I was filming, I said, oh, I wonder if that's a real location. And I said, no, actually it does kind of look a bit CGI, because there's elements of it that seem like it's a set extension using digital effects. But for the most part, I thought, oh, it must be real. And I think it actually was.
The most complex thing in that set was the tree in the brain. Personally, it just felt something very hard to get your head around.
Although now seeing the brain, it does kind of look a bit fake.
Had a lot of love given to...
It was real. Well, that opening is fake anyway. This thing here, that's CGI.
Was the tree in the brain. Personally...
Or at least it's had CGI work done to it, like added on top of it. So.
It just felt something very hard...
Yeah, because some of it extends.
To get your head around. It had a lot of love given to it by Faye, the art director, Lux, who drew it up, and Barry and the team who made it.
Wow. It's gorgeous.
Away from my heart.
It's beautiful.
Got it.
Wait. This is the scene. This is the scene with the magazine. Are we going to see anything?
That was a fun day because it...
Look at that. That's so cool. Yeah, it's this scene here. So this little magazine over here we see. One of these here goes and flutters across the chair, across the bench. So that's the shot there. But, so there, we actually do see the magazine. See here? We actually see the magazines there. But to get it specifically with that picture, I don't think that was intentional then. Unless they did add in a... If it's true, and if that is actually the image that's in there, then maybe they did it digitally. Like they saw a page open at one point and so they added in that image to it. Or they added in a full digital book. I don't know. I probably sound like I'm waffling now. Sorry.
That was a fun day because it meant I was just back on the wires.
Oh yeah, he was in wires for some of... yeah, he liked the wires, didn't he? When he was doing... Oh, what was the other episode? It was a couple of episodes back.
It's funny, it's sort of, as you get put into the harness, as you sort of start flying, the feeling just sort of comes, so you don't really need to act.
Hey, standing by, air on!
What is that? Is that the wind machine? Oh, that is the wind machine. And there you go, that's the shot. That's the final shot that they are filming there. Whether that's the take they use or not, I don't know. But I think it is.
Day, we had these wires that were attached to harnesses that were underneath our costumes, and at the right moment it was called action, and all we had to do is do exactly what we'd rehearsed, and we allowed attached to harnesses that were underneath our costumes, and at the right moment it was called.
Sorry, I thought I saw something else. Sorry.
All we had to do is do exactly what we'd rehearsed, and we allowed the wire operators to lift us up.
That's how they did the wire operating. I thought it was a machine that they had to pull them up, but it was just other people out of shot.
And it was quite challenging for them because they had to
hold up a physical human being.
Core muscles, but they were very forthcoming. And
oh, that's the director, Michaela McPherson. Love it. Oh, and also, by the way, the TARDIS that she's got on her desk, I now have a TARDIS like that. I don't have it in the background, but I now have a proper metal TARDIS thing. I'd show you, but then I've got to cut this bit out, annoyingly. But I'll see about potentially including it in the next behind the scenes or something. Mind you can only see like this of me anyway, so it's pointless. But yeah, I've got one. But the reason I've got one wasn't just to have one. It was because I wanted to do my own 73 yards TARDIS. You know, it's got all the moss up it. I wanted to do that. I've got my own unique idea that I want to do for my own abandoned 73 yards TARDIS, because I thought it would look really cool to like spray it and add some stuff onto it. Yeah. Anyway,
it allowed us to kind of do it over and over again, and I think it looks great. Whilst it brought some challenges, it wasn't as complex as I thought it was going to be, but maybe that's because
she's also got great fashion as well.
Because the people that
there you go. Yeah, that is the shot, the one we just saw,
were helping us do it were so experienced that they made it look quite easy.
Brilliant. Look at Shooty's face. He's loving it. He's like, can we go again? Please.
I am sorry that I couldn't take you with me.
I wonder if this would explain. We'll find out, but I wonder if this will explain the Joe Martin stuff a bit more. Yeah.
We were honoured to have our fugitive doctor, Joe Martin, return.
Also, that was how they shot the special effects sequence. They just shoot it the same twice, which obviously you know, but you probably know.
To Doctor Who in a little cameo.
And pause again, thank you.
Yeah.
Swap doctors, we swap shoulders, please. Any camera?
I didn't realise we were going to get the filming of them doing that shot as well.
It was really nice having another doctor on set. We didn't get to speak as much as we wanted to because the time gets very tight, but we checked in with each other and had that doctor conversation that only doctors can have.
Yes, I'm so glad. I really wanted, honestly, during the edit, seeing them both. And I've just noticed, by the way, all the colours he's got in his jacket, which is so muted and toned down in the episode. I never noticed it. I thought it was one solid colour, but it's not. Look at all these colours in here that he's got. It's fantastic. Amazing. But I really wanted them to have their own unique adventure together, like this, but expanded, where we get to see them both working together. I would love to see that. And obviously now, Shooty's not in the show anymore. I'm kind of hoping they do bring him back for the Christmas special. I've got so many thoughts on that. Maybe I'll do a segment on the final video where I talk through that stuff. Maybe, because I feel like it needs it. I talk through my thoughts. But yeah.
Maybe speak about the pressures of saving the universe.
We've got a story that's set in Lagos that's kind of honouring the ethnicity of our Doctor. So actually, it felt like Joe.
This is it. This is the moment that I was saying about. Sorry.
Maybe speak about
just time talking about
saving the universe.
We've got a story that's set in Lagos that's kind of honouring the ethnicity of our Doctor. So actually, it felt like Joe Martin was missing.
That's it. That's the bit that I was saying about. That's the moment.
Just time to acknowledge her, and just time to say she still exists.
There you go. I didn't realise it was in this that he said it. I thought it was in an interview with Time or whoever. you know, the Radio Times, whatever.
It's also time to say that mythology still exists in a very mythological episode about lives of these men and the lives of the...
Also interesting to see the photographer, the official photographer. I've not noticed, I've not seen any other shots throughout any of these, them doing that, or seeing the photographer at work.
Barber, over these hundreds of years, you needed to look at the doctor's life, and you needed to acknowledge that.
Yeah, him saying what he says. Sorry, I'm pausing it a lot, I know. Copyright, BBC is awful with it. That's one of the reasons I have to edit so much sometimes with these episodes. Thankfully, I don't think I've had to do it for this one as much. But, and weirdly, a couple of episodes back, I didn't have to do it really at all. It's very strange. Yeah, there were moments in the story where it is so very much like the Doctor. They are talking about things, and I can't remember specifically what they say, but he says about incarnation. Remember, he does a little nod to incarnations, meaning like the Doctor, and a couple other things he mentions. And I think it's the barber that says it. And the whole time I was going, yeah, like the Doctor. Wasn't it the physician or something? Oh, the shaman. They say about that. They also mentioned something else at another point. And in my head, I was thinking, the Doctor.
Just a logical episode about lives of these men and the lives of the barber over these hundreds of years. You needed to look at the Doctor's life, and you needed to acknowledge that. So just a moment. And she's so delighted to come to Cardiff and do it. So it's an honour.
Strange that they're in Cardiff filming all this stuff that was in Lagos.
And frankly, darling, I was busy in a different story.
Yeah, and I think that was supposed to then be, that little mention, I think that was supposed to be, I'm glad we got it from another angle. I think she was supposed to have spin-offs, or a spin-off of her. I'm sure I remember hearing something along the lines of that. But obviously since Disney's budget got cut, Disney got cut from Doctor Who entirely, they're not doing that. And also, I don't think they even started plans for it, though.
It might be finished one day.
John, let me out. To who basically at the beginning you think, oh, he's just an evil person.
He was fantastic. Very, very good.
No vengeance, and I can taste his. It is by...
Sorry. That's because, remember I said I'm not feeling 100%, so we're getting worn out.
Still black and bitter. You are planning something.
For people who do very destructive things.
And by the way, the Doctor's speech.
It's an evil person.
I know vengeance, and I can taste his.
Impeccable.
It is bio-black and bitter. You are planning something.
For people who do very destructive things, a lot of it comes down to the personal injuries that they have in their life. So it was really interesting to see that played out in a character, and it was done so beautifully by Arian.
Don't let him get to you.
He's a very expressive or emotive actor. There's little moments that he has, little flickers of something in his eye, or he does the stern look with his eye really well. And then this emotion that he has, because he looks up at her and you see the tears slightly, and you see him just realize what situation he's in. That they might show it here.
Are you?
This, just here.
Was the one behind them all.
See that slight.
This guy who by the end crumbles into insignificance until he's given a name. And then in the end he's given this name, Adetokunbo. And it's like, I am somebody now.
I don't deserve this kindness.
Yeah, because he does get broken completely, doesn't he? Just remembering back, because I've only just finished editing as well, but yeah, just remembering back to it. I don't know, there was so much to his character where he was this big bad guy, but then he wasn't. He was like a puppet, and he was either faking it for everyone, or he thought he was, And then I couldn't quite put my finger on his character and whether he was real. I know, not him. I mean, whether he was, sorry, without the cuts, without being able to cut this and doing it all live, I'm trying to get it succinct and very well spoken to you. But I half wondered if his character was believing himself that he was really these people, really this being that he says he was.
There's a moral to most
Hoping that made sense.
African folk stories or folk tales. And the seed of this is to give credit where it's due.
You want to know who I am?
And
what was that?
Where it's due.
Oh, I was wondering what these things were just here. And I think they might be... yeah, these are the antenna for these three here. They're the antenna for the, I think, the transmitting device from the cameras. I think that's what that box is. Because I've got one similar. I don't have it on me now though. Yeah, but I don't have a second monitor like that. But we used to use those at work all the time.
Want to know who I am?
And the villain, quote unquote, the villain of our episode is a man who was never allowed to claim the credit for his own work, and that powers him. It's a story of fatherhood,
Oh, there you go.
about brotherhood, about an immigrant, about finding safe spaces, about stories, what they mean, who gets to tell them, and the connective tissue between that and primal humanity.
It's a very powerful story, and a very powerful story to be told nowadays as well.
Thank you, Doctor.
I will be back for a haircut. And for that 6-word story. Good luck. I really enjoyed this episode. I just wish in some ways I was a little bit more focused on the episode, more than, I think, also being drawn away by the chat and stuff. No one's fault. But I think in my head, because I'd done the first few episodes without being live, and then I did Lucky Day and this one and all the rest obviously live, I think my brain was still stuck in, oh, let's have fun on a live stream, instead of it being focused on the episode. I was trying my best focusing on the episode, but there was so much to this episode, so many intricate little details that I really wanted to pay attention to, and I felt like I did it justice, but for some of the things I was saying, like I completely understood it, and I got a lot of the story, the cultural moments in there, and the love. You could see the love for the culture and for Lagos itself throughout every moment of the film, whether it's color, the camera work going through like the market itself, the acting from these characters, the fashion. Yeah. Omo's Palace. Oh, you got a different color logo there. I'm colorblind, but I don't know what color that is. Is that red or pink? Yeah, not the logo that I thought they would have had at the end. But anyway, that, guys, was all of the trivia. Thank you so much for joining me for this. A quick word before I go. I just wanted to say a massive thank you for you guys joining me. I wasn't entirely sure what to do about these episodes, because in my head I really wanted to put these together as one story, as in do them back to back, this one and the next one. But then I also thought, if I do that, it won't make any sense, because I'll do the episode, have a bit of chatter, the episode, which I've done before, don't get me wrong, but I will have a lot to say about this episode specifically. And I can't do a whole entire, all the work that goes into that one episode
that is all people are going to really tune into, and then they'll just tune out at the end of that. Because I've noticed that a lot of my analytics are people will watch the episode. Don't get me wrong, I know there are some of you, like those you watch now, that do watch the endings. You do watch right to the end, or you do watch the other things, the other little goodies that I sort of spread throughout the videos. And I very much appreciate you guys that do. But yeah, with a lot of the analytics I've seen with most things I do, whether it's film reactions where no one's really interested in there are people, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people aren't interested in the trivia, but what I mean is there's a huge percentage of people that will watch the main thing, but then they're not really interested in the rest of it. So you know what I was talking about a little while ago about whether or not to even include trivia after the reaction itself. Well, with this stuff, the episodes, once they're edited down, like this one I believe was the episode and the talk without this whole behind the scenes stuff, was I believe 37 minutes long, something along the lines of that. And without my chat, the episode must have been about 28 minutes long. No, less than that. It's got to be less than that. But do you see my point? If I put out a video that's that long, whereas my normal videos are like an hour long, you know, over an hour long. I mean, the last one I put out, the last one that I worked on, which is probably the last film reaction to have gone out when this goes out, I don't know yet, was my reaction to Picnic at Hanging Rock from 1975. That video is about 2 hours long. It's insane. It's double the length that I normally do for any video. Normally it's about an hour to an hour and a half that I've done. I think at one point maybe there was an hour and 40 minutes. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort. Weeks of work goes into that, not just from filming, but majority of that time is editing, because there's so much to put together for it. But in doing that, I see a lot of the time where my viewing figures, like the analytics sort of, they drop off at the end of the reaction. And so that's where I was thinking with these videos, with the Doctor Who stuff, I'm going into detail here because I thought this is the best place to do this, because I've been thinking this stuff for a while. And I wanted to explain the reason why, even though I've not put these out in such a long time, the reason I'm not doing it as a double episode video, even though I'm doing the final two of this season, I'm doing those as a final two videos. And I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, because I know I spoke a lot about the episodes. So I think what I might have to do is I might have to do the Wish World straight into the next one somehow, but then put both of the chat arounds at the end of the video. I'm not entirely sure. Or if maybe when I filmed it, I don't think maybe I even recorded any thoughts to it. I think we just went straight into one another, because I knew when it got to the editing stage I wanted to combine it as a double episode. So I don't know. However, with these, because of that drop off of seeing people not watch the video after the reaction part of it, really, you know, there is a percentage of you that actually do, because you're here. But with not seeing that there, I half wondered whether or not it was worth me even doing behind the scenes stuff anymore for Doctor Who specifically. I enjoyed doing it because it's so good, and I'm glad I did for this episode. It's so good being able to see how they film it. That's why I do it. That's why I watch it. I would rather watch it with you guys. And if there's things we're not entirely sure about, or we want to break down whilst we're watching it and say, okay, this is how they did this, or this is not how I thought they did that, it's actually something else, then that's what the behind the scenes section is great for. I forgot I was filming on that window, so apologies, but that whole segment was meant to be filming on this window instead. But anyway, there was a lot that I've had on my mind recently about show reactions, because I do a lot of film reactions, and this show specifically, Doctor Who, was a big one that I kind of looked at and went, oh my god, I have so much I need to do on the channel, and I haven't even put out the rest, like the last 4 episodes of Doctor Who yet. I've been so laid back and nonchalant about putting them out. I've just been going, I'll put them out at some point, and then not doing it. So that's my plan, is I am focused on doing Doctor Who first. I'm also going to be putting out the last 3 episodes, I think it is, or is it 4? The last few episodes of Cabinet of Curiosities. They're an hour long each episode, but they've got to be individual episodes because they are entirely different stories each episode, the same as with these Doctor Who episodes. So there's that. Then I've also got season 2 of Severance, which I'm in the middle of watching still, but I want to put them out on the channel as well. And I don't know when I'm putting anything out, because I don't want to be like, oh, bam, 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 I'll put this out now, and then I'm putting them out so quickly I've not had a chance to edit the rest. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm rushing trying to get the other stuff done. So I'd rather be watched and partially edited or mostly edited by the time something goes out, so then I can just drop them quicker, which is kind of what I did with season 1 of Severance. At one point I was a lot further ahead and then was able to drop them quicker, which is better. So anyway, all that being said, I've probably waffled a lot more than I was expecting to. Apologies, but there's a lot more to come. Trust me, I have tons of incredible films that I have watched for you guys over on Patreon. I don't update. This is the thing I really need to start doing. I don't update you guys on when I post videos to Patreon. Like, I should put out a post and say, this reaction is done. Like a little while ago, I reacted to The Third Man and all these incredible, great classic films, which I know there have been many people that have asked me about watching them, and I just don't post about them. All that aside, hope you're very well. Hope you have an incredible day. Thank you so much for watching. I will now pass you back to past Marty, because I already edited the end of this video, but it's just this waffle to camera that I wanted to do. The last but not least, by the way, check out the newer. I've used this in a few videos so far, but check out the newer Dalek ending thing that I do. You know, with the subscribe thing. I've made a newer one. It's a color version this time, so I've got a black and white one still, which I will use on the old ones. It's a black and white version of the one that I'm using now. But I'm no longer using the outdated one that I was using, which said subscribe. Same animation of the Dalek and stuff, all that. I've refound the animation, but I remade it because I wasn't happy with it. It was just, it didn't look right, and I'm really happy with the one I made now. Still not perfect, but it looks good. I enjoy it. So anyway, all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Back to past Marty. Anyway guys, that has been us watching the story and the engine, and it was just a genuinely really great episode with some great writing in there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you want to see the full uncut reaction to this as well, you can see it over on the Patreon page or as a YouTube member. Hope you really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care guys, stay safe, and hopefully I get to see you next time in time and space in our TARDIS. Bye-bye.
Do not forget to click below to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
If you're still here to the very end, then thank you so much, and also a huge thank you to my wonderful patrons: Roger C. Griffith, Douglas Collier, Terry V, Miggy Love, Chris Holmes, Jojo, Thomas Masters, Shoehorn1234, Res, Patrick Durr, Andrew Blount, Carlos, Marla Mize, Rob, Chandra Blair, Scott, Paul Zawicki, Randy, Kirsten, Juan Pablo Camero, JL, Maggie, Freya Alexandra, Milo, Miranda, Edna, Gina Aman, Tess Avaland, Olivia, Maria Stoicheva, Neno, Megan Janoviak, Rainy Tomo, Strawberry Tree, Kirsten Bailey, Boobly Boo, Louise Vanderhoven, Aubrey Terry, Wraithist, Heidi Steele, City D, Bumblebee, Joshua, Jesse, Rena Burrow, Meet, Lolita Verbakovskia, Eli, Holly Jeffries, Alenka Hafner, HM Garth, Chloe Grover, Neb, Kyle Baker, Abby Barker, Tom Tattershall, Kristen Olds, Tilly Chum, Laura Hutchison, Tara M. Wilcoxon, Sazzy Nation, Ferdinand Pitchard, Jim McKay, Sphere, Mel Days, Fran in the Pen, BG, Tara, Rags and Muffins, Nameless Human Being, Deb, Philippa Chapman, Emily, Panda, David Wayne Fox, Jessica Asakovich, Sue Pro, Naja in Workshop, Mike Tunnicliffe, Wolfgang Wolf, Lee, Harvey, Ankame, Aninya, Evan G, Violet Aurora, Pamela Chandler Rash, Scott Howard, Joshua, Robert Williams, Steve Webster, Amanda, Lipaz, Jamie Dodds, King, Happy Go Lucky, Caitlin, Analytical Guy, Maria Torres, Cliff Adams, Jonathan, Dirk, Annie Bonds, Crystal Appleby, Scorpius, Monica Murphy, Sebastian Saint-Ange, Varga, Leslie McKittrick, Nick Stark, Number 1 Carez, Jen, Biff McKeldin, Birgit, Stephanie Collins, Emily, Ken Duncan, Max, Helena Klitsch, Amy Quattlebar, Ry Levi, Wayne DeFries, JJ, Mikhail Augustine Reed, Malcolm Hope, Lee Hallam, Bill Waite, Charlie Elkin, Mika Least, Jeffrey Welton, Aleidoscope, George, Ingrid, Stephanie Sexton, Jude, Bera, Rubinio GD, Catherine Ellis, Vincent Pare, Sammy Fan, Eric Jansen, David K, Stephen, Edcat, MB8, Border Collie Lover 223, Caitlin, Juiced, The Gallifreyan Rebel, James, Johnny115, Tim, Paul Hess, Frank Tex, Marie Clark, Robin, Matt Quinn, Offer Rock, Bruce Heckerman, Joe, Victoria Helm, James Melton, Beatrice Soiler, Siegfried, Clara Grolui, Lana Gorgeous, David Stafford, Rebecca K. McDowell, Ashley Stanley, Sophia, Fabian, Paul Byrne, Bear, Nadia, and Chris Thompson. If you'd like to see more videos, there's some more on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you next time.